I welcome you all for the Indian polity class. We will continue with the Constitution. Article 35. Powers of the Parliament to make law for enforcement of fundamental rights. In the last few classes, we have seen firstly the kinds of constitution, characteristics of federal constitution, salient features of Indian constitution, preamble, union and its territories, citizenship, salient features of fundamental rights, then all the 6 fundamental rights, right to equality, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18, right to freedom, 19, 20, 21 and 22, right against exploitation, 23 and 24, freedom of religion, 25, 26, 27 and 28, cultural and educational rights, 29 and 30, right to property, Article 31, which has been deleted through 44th Amendment Act 1978. Then exception to fundamental rights, Article 31A, 31B, 31C, and Article 32, right to constitutional remedy. Then within Article 33, and again exception to fundamental rights. Article 34, again exception to Article fundamental rights. Today we will see Article 35, which is the last article in Part 3 of the Constitution, which deals with fundamental rights. Part 3 deals with fundamental rights. As you recall, at the introductory part of fundamental rights, I mentioned certain provisions of the fundamental rights are not self-executory. They look like a New Year resolution. For what are those? I remember to have mentioned you Article 16, one provision, Article 32, Article 33 and Article 34. These you can very well remember, 16, then 32, 16 into 2, 32, then 33 and 34. 4 articles require a law to back it up. Without the supporting law, these provisions remain in paper only. So, 16, 32, 33, 34. Kindly remember, these 4 articles, they were not self-executory unless you make a law to back it up. Kindly remember. What are those articles? 16, 32, 33, 34. Very easy to remember. Now, we will see one by one. I remember to told you when we discussed Article 16, this article empowers the Parliament to make law prescribing residential conditions for certain appointments and employments under the state, either in a state or union territory or local authority or any other authority. So, there is a provision in Article 16 empowering Parliament to make a law prescribing residential condition for appointment or employment in the state or in the union territory or by the local authority or any other authority. This I have already told you, Article 16. I told you earlier, first I told you 16, 32, 33, 34. Now we have completed Article 16. Next is Article 32. What is Article 32? Again, kindly recall, there is a provision under which Parliament can empower certain courts other than the Supreme Court and High Courts. High Courts have been given the powers under Article 226. There is no need for the Parliament to give powers. Article 32 is inherent in Article 32 is inherent in fundamental right. There is no need for Parliament to intervene. So, if Parliament wants, it can empower the courts other than the Supreme Court and High Court with the same powers of issuing writs or orders or directions for enforcement of fundamental right. So remember, this is Article 32. 16 we have seen, residential condition, and 32. Now 33. I told you Article 33, under Article 33, Parliament can make law restricting or abrogating the fundamental rights, application of fundamental rights to the members of armed forces, intelligence bureau, paramilitary forces, and telecom personnel working in intelligence bureau, paramilitary forces, and armed forces. These four groups of people, Parliament can make law abrogating or restricting the application of fundamental rights. I told you. Then, under Article 34, I also told you, Parliament can make law indemnifying, insulating, exempting any act done by any government servant or any person when the martial law is in force in any area of the country. Remember, you are indemnifying, you are protecting, you are accepting him. So whatever action taken by the government servant or any other person during martial law in any area, the Parliament can make law indemnifying such acts. This is what is the article number 34. So kindly recall, I told you Article 16, 32, 33 and 34. These were not executory, self-executory. So we are authorizing the Parliament to make law. So done. Now, remember again, each such article, Article 16, Article 32, Article 33, Article 34. If you recall my lecture, each article the Parliament has been given. There is a mention about empowering the Parliament. So this Article 35 reiterates what is stated in the respective article, nothing new. But most important you should remember is, state legislatures have no power. Who can make? Only Parliament. What is the intention? To ensure uniformity. To ensure uniformity. So that there is no problem. There are 28 states and all the state government make law. So it will end in confusion. So instead of doing this, giving powers to the state legislature, the powers have been given only to the Parliament. Done. Now, second point. In the Constitution, there are certain provisions. There are certain acts which have been declared as offence in the fundamental rights itself. Kindly remember, there are certain acts in fundamental rights itself declared as offence. But what is the definition of the offence and what is the punishment to be imposed? Nothing has been given. Example, well imagine, you can say immediately untouchability. Untouchability is abolished. What is the use? There is no use. Similarly, forced labor, beggar is prohibited. Okay, what is the use? What is forced labor? Nothing is there. So, to make the offences punishable, punishments, they have given the powers to the Parliament to make law prescribing the punishments. Remember, prescribing the punishments. So what are those? Number 1, untouchability. Article 17. Number 2, Article 23, forced labor or traffic in human beings. These two articles, acts have been made offence and punishment is to be imposed on them. Then the definition of the offence and what penalty can be imposed is to be elaborated in the respective law. So, Parliament has been given the powers to make law for prescribing punishments for the offence covered under Article 17 and 23. Most importantly, remember, here too, only Parliament can make law and not state legislatures. In these two offences, remember, Parliament's obligation to make law has been re-emphasized. First, see, originally those articles also have this. And here, additional provision is the obligation of the Parliament to make law prescribing penalties, prescribing punishments for the acts which have been declared as offences in the respective article of 17 and 23 have been re-emphasized. Remember, very important case. So, while making law, remember, another important point. While making the law in the above cases, what are the articles? Article 16, Article 32, Article 33, Article 34, Article 17 and Article 23. These 6 articles, when you make law, it may so happen that some subjects may fall under the state list. That is list 2. List 1 is union subjects, 100 subjects, and list 2, 66. It was earlier 66, now 61. So, it may so happen when you make law in respect of Article 16, just now explained, 32, 33, 34, 17 and 23, it may so happen that some of the subjects area may fall under the state list, state subjects. So, you may have a fear that how union legislature can encroach upon the state and except in the exceptions given. So, but here it is emphasized. Nevertheless, union legislature has the powers to make law on such state subjects even though it is not in their domain. Remember, this is additional. So there is a question, in what cases union can make on law on state subjects. There are so many, 249 and 352, 356, etc., that we will come later. Here also, this also, union legislature can make law on state subjects here also. So remember, again, in nutshell, from the examination point of view, what is that? Number one provision in 2FR, 2 fundamental, that is Article 16 and 32, and 2 exceptions, Article 33 and 34, require a law to back it up. Accordingly, the powers have been given to Parliament to make a law to implement these provisions. Number 2, there are 2 acts which are declared as offence in Article 17 and 23, that is untouchability and traffic in human beings. And Parliament has been given the powers to make relevant law and prescribe punishment. Then, state legislatures do not have the powers. 4, Parliament has powers irrespective of whether the subject falls under the state list or not. Finally, example, Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955, Suppression of Immoral Traffic Act, Army Act of 1950, Navy Act of 1950, Air Force Act of 1950, Police Forces Act of 1966. These are all the examples. So, with this, the Article 35 is complete. Very simple. One is certain provisions which are not self-executory and Parliament gets the power to make law to execute them. And number 2, there are 2 acts which are declared as offences in these fundamental rights, but there is no penalty prescribed. So you make a law. These powers have been given to the Parliament. You have to remember, state legislatures have no powers, number 1, and irrespective of the fact whether the subject falls under the state list or union list, the union Parliament has the powers. So kindly remember these things from the examination point of view. That is enough. And next class we will start directive principles of state policy. Thank you.